Oh, snap. It's time for another live Ask Big Van show with me, your host, Big Van. Don't forget about social media producer Mazzani. We got Ryan in the back. Got all the whole crew. Actually, half the crew's not here. We got Tracy's back there. Look at this guy right here again in the house, Andrew Bridgeforth, the medieval blacksmith. Don't forget to share the show. Sharers are carers. Our software will show us that you shared. Our software will point it out. You're a sharer. Sharers are carers. We love sharers. And we can't wait to see you and your questions and comments on this live episode of the Ask Big Van Show. What's up, everybody in the whole wide world? Welcome to this episode of the Ask Big Van Show. So happy you guys are here. We're going to have a great evening tonight. With me, as always, beautiful social media producer Mazzani speaks. This episode of the Ask Big Van Show. So happy you guys are here. We're going to have a great evening tonight. How is that happening?
What's going on?
That's like a instant replay.
Sheesh.
That's crazy.
Remind yourself that overconfidence is a slow and
Hey, Howard.
What's up?
That
What's
was
up,
good.
Mazzani?
How you doing? I'm delicious.
In the back, we got Ryan kicking cameras. What's up, Ryan? Can we see him?
No.
What's happening with these sound
Ryan.
effects?
It's not me.
Tracy, what are you doing back
I
there?
have not touched a thing. Don't even try that with me.
What, Ryan? What was that? Did we know?
I have no idea. Are you playing it on there?
It
No.
clicked over, and I turned it off, so it may have picked it up.
Okay.
I was trying to turn it off.
That makes more sense. Okay, sorry everybody for that phantom echo effect.
That's right.
That was not on purpose.
No. Not at all.
But yeah. Anyways, let's go back to the producer lounge back there. See what we got. We got Ryan producing. We got Mama T over there dictating the show. No, she's not. She's just chilling. She's here for her laughter effects. And then we've got over here this new guy. He's new to the group. Andrew Bridgeforth, NASCAR aficionado, medieval blacksmith. What does that mean? Why did you tell them to call you that?
Hark, hark. I have traveled from faraway lands, indeed. Yo, this song bangs. I love it.
Oh my gosh! So, everybody that's tuning in right now, thanks for tuning in. You guys are in for a treat because we have modern technology has gotten the best of our crew here. We have everybody. Everybody has sound effects on their own computers. Mazzani is going gangster on these sound effects. We all have access to sound effects right in front of us. Whereas before we would have one person doing sound effects, but now everybody has sound effects. So you're gonna have a whole crap ton of sound effects tonight, and so we apologize in advance. Hopefully there's no inappropriate ones. But
I like turtles.
but if there are, we'll apologize afterwards. But anyways, yeah, thanks for joining in. Take just a second, if you don't mind, to share the show. Let us get some fresh meat there, and get some good questions from some new people, some new topics and things like that. Topical topics is what we want to discuss on the show. Things that are happening in the world right now. And as you know, this show is driven by your questions and comments. So when you put questions in the comment bar below, then we'll bring them up. Mazzani will bring them up. This is a fully live show. None of this is pre-recorded. This is happening right now if you're watching it right now. So whatever questions you put in there, if they're appropriate and we have time to get to them, we'll bring them up and we'll discuss them as a crew. And see if we can't solve the world problems, or have fun at it at least, So, yeah, thank you very much. Okay, so Mazzani,
All right.
how are you ready to start this?
Yeah, I'm ready to start. Are you ready to start?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, let's get this one. Comes from Tracy Estes. She wants to know.
Oh,
I apologize. Excuse me. Excuse my shirt. I have banana on it. Tracy would like to know best book you've ever read, and go.
The Bible, of course. I have to answer that one. That's That's the best answer, right? That's what you have to answer.
Safe answer.
Yeah. Hey, Ryan, when you get a chance, I think this camera is off because I have
Talk
to.
is cheap.
I have to keep leaning this way to get centered. But see, like this is where I need to be sitting. Maybe you can do with that notch thing at some point whenever the camera's not on me. But anyway, or yeah, Ryan.
I'll do it.
Yeah, Andrew can do it. But yeah, so the best book I ever read, as far as a book that's not the Bible, just for a story. I read this story when I was a kid about it needs to go that way. Just about like the Ryan, is that good? Is that better? No, kick it one notch.
Lame.
Is that like, moving? Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's good. Let's do that. Yeah, so I read a book about the Oliver North. Do you guys ever remember that Oliver North story where he was like supposedly accused of selling arms to the enemies and all that stuff? I don't think that ever came out, but he like wrote this book that was kind of like about his endeavors as a special forces guy. And it read like a fiction story, but you couldn't really tell if it was fiction or if it was real because of the way he wrote it. But anyways, it's a very captivating book, and I read that and really enjoyed it. So. Who did that? Did you do that, Miss Honey?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
I'm sorry.
Well, what about you? What's the book that you liked?
I like all of them. Well, I say probably if we're gonna, I'll just stick with your type of thought process because it's too hard for me. Whenever I'll go when I was a child.
Okay.
Hatchet was like a really good book when you were a kid.
Hatchet.
You should read it.
I was going to say the exact same
Were
thing.
Really?
Yeah.
You read
really?
Hatchet too? What's it about?
This kid is going up to see somebody, and he flies over Canada.
Canada.
Yeah, the enslaved state of Canada. And he crash lands in the woods, and he has to survive on his own, and he only has a hatchet. He has some other tools with him, too, but they actually wrote like 3 or 4 books in the series, and I read the whole thing, and that was probably the only book series that I actually enjoyed reading when I was a kid. So it was really good.
So the story is about not a name, but about the actual tool that he had with him.
Yes,
Little
how he
hatchet.
It's about
survived.
the kid. And
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
that was his main tool.
When they came to like rescue him, he was like so chill. He didn't even like rush to go home.
Really?
He was set.
Yeah.
He
And
had
how old did you say he was when he was in the wilderness?
like a
there?
young teenager, probably.
Okay. 12, 13, something like that.
Yeah.
And how old were y'all when you read this book?
Probably the same age.
Yep. Exactly.
Okay. So that did the
It
Karate
was
Kid
quality.
effect?
I can do this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
it
had
was
the
pretty
Karate Kid
quality.
effect where
We started thinking, and at the same time, like there was this show, I don't remember what it's called, Flight something, that had just come out, and I was watching that. So I'm reading Hatchet and watching like kids actually survive.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
Well, when I was that age, Karate Kid came out, and that made everybody feel like they could do karate. And so we would stand up on things and kick, like the crane kick and all that stuff. Yeah. So I know,
Challenge
I know
bully.
how you feel.
You would challenge the bully and get beat up.
Talk is cheap.
That's right.
Honorable mention, though, I was going to say Diary of Anne Frank. I read that in 3rd grade, or it was read to me.
Yeah.
And then
It was read to you in 3rd grade. You couldn't read by 3rd grade.
I couldn't read at that level.
Oh, really? So it really was read to you.
Yeah. And then
I didn't mean to pick on you, man.
it's okay.
I'm sorry.
Animal Farm, 1984, George Orwell. And I think both of those are super relevant right now.
Yeah.
So
How old were you when you read Animal Farm?
that was in high school. And then 1984
Oh, okay.
was actually very recent because I'd heard so many people saying, oh, this is Orwellian.
Oh, this is happening now.
Exactly.
He prophesied. He predicted this.
He did pretty well, yeah.
Viewers at home, what are some of your favorite books that you've read? Throw them in the comments below, and we will either pick on you for having read them. No, I'm just kidding. We will definitely. It will be encouraging to see if some of the same books that you're fond of, we are fond of as well. So put those in the comments, and we'll definitely look at that and review that. Anybody in the back, Ryan? You got any favorite books that you've read there? Oh, I'm sorry to throw you because you have that echo, don't you?
I don't know. I can't really think of any books.
Yeah. You don't read much anyway, do you?
No, I can't.
no, you can count manga.
Let's
you
go
can
to
count manga.
Let's
Count
go to
manga.
Mama T because Ryan, if you're
Ryan
gonna
can count it.
if you're gonna
He's
talk,
got
just
one.
slide him off for a second because it's not gonna affect it, and that way you can think because he has tonight he's producing and he's doing also the sound check, and so it's a huge delay if he talks. But Mama T, what about you? You read all the time. She reads multiple books every week. Would you say that's true? And get your mouth up to the microphone there.
It just depends on how long the book is, but I do read a lot. I prefer to read over watching TV. I have to say it's a series, but it's the This Present Darkness, Piercing the Darkness, those books. Those have probably been my all-time favorites so far that I've read. But I do read a lot more than I watch TV.
Yeah, like most evenings, I'm going to watch TV when it's time to wind down, and she's going to read. And so, what kind of books do you read? Aren't they like? Last I checked on you, they were like, I check on her all the time, make sure that she hasn't gotten into that like 50 Shades of Grey stuff.
Right.
Don't be a hater. Do we have a button for haters?
But no, a lot of times it's like she's most often she's reading like last I checked, Trace, you were reading like Amish like action books or something, right?
Yeah, I mean, I read
Action and
Amish. I'm
Amish?
currently reading a cowboy series, but I like Amish and in the mystery, but not like bloody, gory kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's cool.
Hello, everybody.
I will give you a recommendation for your children if they're young and you want to keep them captivated for a long period of time. Have them read Maximum Ride by James Patterson. It is fire. I recommend it highly.
I thought he was a Twilight actor.
That's Robert.
Oh, that's his brother.
Repeat that title. Did you say Maximum Ride?
Bruh. Yeah, Maximum Ride.
Yes, I read that when my kids were in middle school. Did you I made them get it from the library
Because
for me.
they're fire, right?
Yes,
Yes.
it's really good.
You gotta. Well, whatever. That's fine. I embrace it.
That was a good one, Mazzani.
Yeah, that's a good question.
That was
All
a
right.
good question and a good answer. And that was a good sound effect to end it.
Yep. All right, let's go to the next one.
That's cool. All right, hold on. Wait, let's do this properly. Where was that one that we did? We should have.
The sound
prepped better.
effect. Come on.
Blame. Oh, here we go. All right, we're ready. All right, let's take another question, Mazzani.
Okay, well, let me put my suit on. Hold on.
Okay.
All right, this one.
The-
This one is and I can't pull it up, but it's all right. Can you be taken advantage of, wink, wink, if you're married to the individual? And survey says,
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, we need to. No, we need like the survey ding. Anyway,
Well, you guys failed. it.
what do you mean by taking? What does that mean by taking advantage of? Are you talking about like just like? Well, that look seems like it's an inappropriate question. I'm trying to steer this
it don't have
out
to
of the
be.
gutter.
It doesn't say anything. It just says, can you be taken advantage of if you are married to the individual?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely, you can. And again, it depends on what we're talking about specifically. But yeah, and that happens. That's the problem with most marriages is people take advantage of one another. Like once you get familiar with somebody, you start getting less and less respectful of their feelings and those things, and you do start to take advantage of one another. And it is important for a healthy marriage to step back and say, am I, stepping over the lines here or expecting too much or
Emotional damage.
you know what I mean? So yeah, I think so. That's my answer. I say, yeah, I think you can, especially if you're married.
I take advantage of Van's height all the time.
Oh, in a good way.
Yeah.
He'd be like,
Why are you running? You owe me money.
okay, so let's go to another question. Oh, this one's for me.
Oh, you do?
Yeah. This one's for me. I would like to know. I'll say it legit. Mazzani Speaks would like to know, should race be taught in K through 12?
Like a foot race? Like who can run the fastest? Is that what you mean?
That is fat phobic.
I don't get it.
Fat phobic.
I don't get it. Wow. Okay.
That's should race be taught? You mean like are you talking about you're not talking about critical race theory, are you? What is that? What is that one?
I don't know. It's cool.
Somebody bathing or something? It's like somebody sloshing around in a bathtub.
That's kind of what it sounds like.
Are you talking about like race when it comes to like like racism or like is that what
Prejudice, racism,
prejudice? Like, should you teach children what being prejudiced is?
Yes. No,
I think they do, don't they?
You should teach color. I don't know. I haven't been in school in a long time.
I mean, I would think that they kind of as part of a
But I didn't ask if
average
they
school's
did. I want to know
curriculum.
if you think it's okay.
I don't agree with the critical race theory. I think that's very damaging for young people of color.
All people for sure.
But yes. But I think that there respect should be taught. And teaching kids to see each other for who they are inside, and not discriminating them because of color or thinking wrongly because of somebody because they're different. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so if that in that regards, I do think that race should be taught in schools. In that respect, like just teaching love for one another and respect for one another, especially when it comes to something like that, like race or like something that people have no control over at all. Like nobody coming out of the womb had a choice whether they're going to be white or black or what, you know what I'm saying? And so to pick on somebody based on their color the way that God created them is one of the most ridiculous things I've ever heard of. Thank you, Jeffrey. I was waiting for somebody to point that out. I had on Thursday, look at that. Look, can you get any closer than that? No, you can't probably. But on Thursday of last week, I had... That's so stupid. That goes on forever. I had a detached retina on Thursday of last week, and they had I had to do like emergency surgery, and they like shoved these rods up. And no. I was telling Andrew this. No pain medicine or anything like that. Just had to sit there and bear it. And they put these metal sticks up inside behind my eye and like froze different parts of my eye where this tears was in my retina. And I just sat there, no painkiller at all, and just sat there and then just like shoving stuff. Because I asked him, I said, well, can you numb it? And he's like, well, we can shove this big needle in your eye to try to numb your eye, but the pain from shoving the needle is going to be relatively the same as the pain from the surgery. So I was like, and it was like an emergency. Like I went there to the eye doctor. I was like, I'm seeing this blind spot down here. And he was like, looked at it. He's like, I'm sending you downstairs. I'll be down there in 5 minutes. We're going to do this right now. And so I'm laying there and the dude's like, it was awful. It was awful. Anyways, my eyeball swole up, like the ball. Not like the skin around it. The eyeball was like big and swollen. Looked like a tomato up in my eye. So yes, Jeffrey, at least you care. Thank you for noticing. Everybody else has just picked on me.
I said the same thing.
He said the same thing.
When he walked in the office.
You got big guy. No, thank you, Jeffrey. I appreciate it. Oh, actually, he hasn't said anything nice yet. So he's just been picking on me too about pink eye.
Maybe he was legitimately concerned.
No, he is concerned. He's a good guy.
No, look,
about
here you go.
You having pink eye.
Yeah. Oh, sorry to hear that. Prayers for you, brother. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yeah.
All right, so this
and it definitely is. I would say thank you for praying, and continue, if you're watching it and you care, continue praying for me, because they said I went to the doctor today. They said everything looks great. It's looking like it's going to be in good shape, but over the next week is going to be the real factor if the surgery took. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So definitely be in prayer if you guys don't mind that my eye will be permanently healed and no more problems ever. So.
Okay. Well, let's move on to the next thing.
Wait, what did Sage say?
We're about to go to his segment.
Oh, okay. All right. Do we want to do a? Now, so the next question.
Okay. This next question comes from Sage Estes. He wants to know the Ask Big Van show. What would happen if Pinocchio said, "My nose will grow now"? That's cute.
Well, technically, he didn't.
My nose will grow now.
Is that a lie? Because he didn't tell a lie. So would it grow or would it not grow?
It only grows when he lies.
Right.
That's so complicated, low key.
Man, I used to know a bunch of Pinocchio jokes when I was younger. I cannot remember any of them now.
That's one of those, like, you know that meme where the dude's like, his eyes look kind of like your right eye.
Gee, thanks.
Wow. Do you ever just sit around and think, why in the books does Adam and Eve have belly buttons? Who cut their umbilical cord?
Quiet. You are fake news.
That was taken. I'm sorry. I apologize.
We hold these truths to be self-evident. All men and women created by go. You know
The thing.
you know the thing.
What are we doing here?
I'm running this whole country. Hey, can Sage elaborate on that question about Pinocchio?
It's pretty quality, actually. What is the answer? It's taking all day. Where's that thing that goes?
and what am I doing here? And Corn Pop was a bad boy. And he ran about a bad boy.
Overlapping.
Okay.
Who was that? Was that you?
No, it was not me.
Is that you, Mazzani?
You accuse me?
That's the challenge with everybody having sound effects is you don't know who's doing what. But it's fun too, though. I like being able to do sound effects. But anyway.
All right. Okay, let's go to the next
No,
one.
we're going to finish Sage's
You're
question.
going to take forever, 1,000
We were
days.
talking about Pinocchio.
Okay.
Like, you remember that joke about the guy who's like, his nose was, what was that?
I don't
It's
know.
I can't remember. Because it's merging with a dirty joke that I heard. I'm like, no, that ain't it. I can't talk about that joke. I can't remember. But,
You know, the thing. I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know. Okay, well, let's go. Yeah, that's fine. Let's go on to another question. Or if Sage wants to chime in and give us more information about his question. You got more? You got an add-on there, Mazzani?
Mind blown.
I was reading these jokes and they're terrible.
Are they inappropriate?
Very. We're gonna continue.
Who's...
Oh, that's awkward.
Bruh.
Okay, so let's go then. Oh yeah, thank you guys. Thank you. I
like
appreciate
turtle.
that. Okay.
Sage is back with his answer now.
Oh, yeah, let's go. All right, Sage,
That's why I
thanks
said
for...
that. Oh yeah. Let's see if I can. I'm sorry. It's not populating. I'll just read it to you.
Yeah.
Sage Estes says, if he declares that his nose will grow, and it does not, it would be a lie, and therefore,
And then it would grow.
therefore the nose would grow. But if the nose grows, then his declaration was factual.
But it only grows when he lies.
Exactly.
So that's that definitely is a
So basically,
A conundrum.
it's a
Yeah.
conundrum.
That's the most complicated thing.
No, it would definitely grow because he would say it. It would grow either way.
Would it?
No.
Because even if he wasn't lying, he is lying by saying that. So then it would grow. It would have to grow, right? Yeah, I think it would have to. That's my answer. Yes, it would grow. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Everybody calm down.
Okay, next. Let's go to the next
Okay,
question.
let's go. Thanks, Sage. Good question. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Let's take another question here.
All right, let's do.
That was a good one.
I know. What kind of secret society would you like to start?
Ooh. That's a good question.
Is it?
I would like to start a secret society.
But you can't answer it because it's a secret.
Right.
Yeah, that's right. Well, we can't talk about this.
Wow.
No, I definitely would start a secret. I'd start a whole bunch of secret societies. And then, like, maybe some of the people I would bring over to different societies.
To the real secret society. Right.
Would you like to form an alliance with me? Does anybody know the answer to that?
No.
Oh, you guys are killing me. If you're watching at home and you know where that's from, you will become my best friend of all time if you can put it in the answers in the comments below.
Oh yeah.
I know what
The
show
answer
it's
to that.
from.
Would
but
you
I don't
like to
care.
form an alliance with me?
I know what show it's from. I just don't care.
Is my mic working? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what it's from?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You want me to say it?
Let's see if they answer in the comments below,
Okay.
and then we'll come back around to that.
Oh, I can guess what it's from now.
Yeah. So forming if secret.
Shut up.
Who asked that question about who would want to form a secret? If you could form a secret. What was the question?
Where am I?
I'm in charge.
Jeffy Crosby.
And the question was
Jeffrey Crosby wanted to know what kind of secret society would you like to start?
Yeah, that's a good question. I would like to form a secret society of people that take out certain powerful locations.
One more time. Okay.
No, I would like to form a secret society of people who only speak in like TV shows that I like. Oh my god! You know, maybe we would do one that's just like you can only talk in using lines to and from in response to and talking to. Why do you keep hitting the
bad words?
You can only speak using lines or quotes from a TV show, like in that society. So then maybe I'll like create a society. Mazzani, enough. Maybe I'll create a society for like King of Queens, just for King of Queens. Okay. You know, and like you can only say things that were lines from that TV show, right? You see what I mean? So that's what I would do. I think that'd be awesome. Like have a group on Facebook, you know, be like a Facebook group for that society, and like all the comments, and like have whole conversations by only using the verb, you know, the scripts from those shows. You know, don't you think that'd be a good one, right?
That'd be exhausting, but
it'd be hilarious. It'd be awesome.
You can support your local secret society
for 38 cents a day. Yep, absolutely. So,
what about you, Andrew?
Mine would probably be like very exclusive group of elites. Like I'm talking presidents, politicians, actors, and we would all get together. Sometimes
and kill people.
Well, no. But you know, we'd get together on like my private island sometimes.
Squid Games, bro.
Or we'd go deep into the woods and like worship like demons and owl deities, right? And we'd call it like the Bohemian Grove or something. Yeah. Alex Jones, Infowars.com. Let me tell you something. They're putting chemicals in the water. they're putting chemicals in the water, turning frogs into female frogs. They're changing their sexes.
They do that naturally.
What?
Frogs have that genetic.
Hold on.
Is that not true? Isn't that what happened on Splice? They gave her the. Oh.
There are certain amphibians that can do that, but I don't think frogs do that.
Some frogs.
We got to fact check.
Yeah,
this,
fact check that, because I think I learned that on Splice, so it might be wrong.
That was a science fiction movie.
Yeah.
Does anybody know about the Bohemian Grove?
What? The Bohemian Grove?
Yeah, that was a joke about like a legitimate secret society of elites that like get together and worship demons.
Oh no, I thought you had tunneled.
Oh no,
and downward spiraled. I was like planning
that's like
have a talk with you after the show.
Alex Jones, Infowars.com.
Oh yeah,
I need a steak. Testosterone's going super high right now. No, he legit has been removed from YouTube, but he like walked through like 3-4 miles of woods and he found this group of people that actual presidents have been a part of.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
he just walked. He researched where he thought it would be.
Exactly. People hate on Alex Jones.
Oh yeah,
he's crazy.
He has a lot of legit statements and arguments.
Indeed, not all of them, but a lot.
A lot of them are. Yeah, but also he does the things that nobody wants to do. Like if he thinks like a preacher lied about something, he'll like track that dude down and like corner him in a parking lot and be like, "Hey, can you tell me what you gotta tell me what's going on with this thing right here?" You know,
kind of like Project Veritas.
Yeah,
chasing people down.
Yeah, and he'll challenge them like on camera, and it's very awkward, and that's why people don't like Alex Jones, is because he's very confrontational. I mean, his whole thing. And not that they don't. I don't mean people like everybody in the world doesn't like Alex Jones. I'm saying that's why he gets a lot of flack, is because he is so confrontational and awkwardly confrontational with the things that he does. That it's hard to watch sometimes.
Who's he confronting though?
Yeah, but sometimes when he's off, it's like, yeah.
Well, they're already dragging him because the people he's confronting are people who need to be taken to task because they're liars.
I could see that. Yeah, but you know, he like. And again, he stopped beating on that Sandy Hook drum, but you know that was one that put him in red.
Yeah. Well, they
in hot water, and he had some pretty interesting arguments for it, but it was such a don't go there topic.
I can agree.
He got in a lot of trouble with it. So,
but anyways, according to the Google, or wildlife.org, frogs can change their sex even in pristine, pollution-free settings. Past research suggested that male to female sex changes happening in frogs in suburban ponds may be caused by increased level of estrogen released into the water. They found more female frogs than males in suburban areas. I don't know if it's true. Fake news. Hold on.
So if a male frog is becoming a female frog?
It's all fake news.
Yeah, whatever,
phony
bro.
stuff.
Whatever. It's just
didn't
Mazzani's
happen.
always got to be wrong.
I don't know.
So God made the frog a male, and then you're saying that
It adapts. It's like you know how we change over time to adapt. Like if they have not a lot of females, they'll just change and have babies. They're asexual anyway. They're asexual anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
frogs are?
Frogs are asexual?
That's what I just read.
Yes. Yes.
Yo, we learning.
We have a lot of schoolwork to catch up on.
Right.
For sure.
All right, and that is my cue for victory.
All right, let's do another question.
Yeah, What? Wait a minute. Before we do, because they built the dinosaurs and used frog DNA to fill in some of the gaps, and when the dinos started doing it, they had hundreds, and
that is literally Jurassic Park.
They only had like 50.
That's Jurassic Park.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, well, that's like all of, yeah. That's like the longest clap.
So you think the
applause.
frogs have always identified as the opposite sex, or they just woke up one morning?
It just started recently when their middle school teacher told them that that's what they should be doing,
and they felt liberated to live their truth. Okay.
All right.
Good for them. Really good for them.
Max Kane would like to know, how do you feel about surrogates and giving the gift of life to others?
Hey, this is a very interesting topic, Mazzani, that I had just had with a person that I know very well.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
But I'm not going to name drop or throw under the bus or play a hate.
Don't hate.
As we discussed last week. Those are all interchangeable terms for the same thing.
What?
All the kids with the pump up kids.
That's good. Can you play that again?
Yeah, do it
All right,
again.
do that
I
again.
didn't even do that. Who was that? Who did that?
That was definitely you, Mazzani.
No, bruh. I got it, but it wasn't.
All the kids with the pump
What in the world is happening?
Simultaneously.
Okay, so the question is, what do you think about surrogates?
What a Sarah
What was the
get?
question?
What can Sarah get?
No, something about surrogates.
Okay.
And their role
Max
in the world.
Kane asked, how do you feel about surrogates and giving the gift of life to others?
Before you
Yeah.
answer.
Oh, Jeffrey Turner, my wife is a surrogate.
Wow, good for her.
Yeah, I think that it's an absolutely a wonderful blessing if you can do that for somebody, for sure. But I think it should be done with wisdom. I mean, there has to be. I think that of course, like, what do I know? I'm just an old dude, but I think that I wouldn't just do it for the money. I mean, there would have to be you would have to have some understanding of what you're providing and what you're doing, because you are undertaking 9 months of transformation. And hey, Jeffrey, let me ask you, what kind of emotional attachments are there? Would you be able to elaborate a little bit and kind of share with that? Is there a lot? I mean, I would think that a woman would have quite a bit of an emotional attachment, just from the physiology that goes on in her body with the baby and all the things that have all those mama juices flowing and all that stuff.
Hormones and all
that. Yeah, the hormones and all that stuff.
The mama what? Say it again.
The mama juices.
The
I want
mama.
to hear it, Mazzani. You were talking about grandma juice when we first. That was my job when I first started here. I had to go watch all the old clips, and the first one I watched, she was talking about grandma juice.
Oh my gosh! Yeah.
I had no idea what she was talking
what
about.
grandma juice
Yeah.
is. Sucking on the glass.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I think it's a wonderful thing. I think if you can do it to bless a family, bless somebody, absolutely. But the person that I was talking to about it, we were talking about specifically. They like the people that were wanting this lady to be the surrogate. Their lifestyle was not necessarily the same one that I would think that this lined up with this girl's
Elaborate.
plan. No, I don't think that is necessary to elaborate. I just think that if you're going to be a surrogate, you should be aware of what you're doing. I mean, just really seek some counsel from some people that love you. And
well, I'd like to expand. Do you think it's appropriate for like a multimillionaire celebrity who's capable of having the baby just to say, "Hey, have my baby. I'll give you $1 million," just because they don't want to go through the childbirth or they're, too busy changing the world with their influence?
I will say that some influencers like that actually have contracts that they can't. So it's not necessarily like a personal decision. Like they don't necessarily want to. Like they're like, I don't want to get big or whatever. They literally are bound to contract and can't.
That's a fair point. It's a fair point.
Yeah, it's very sad.
The way that I look at it, though.
No, that's definitely a fair point. And also, some people maybe they just don't want to, blow out their body. It's a lot of work.
I get that.
Honestly,
I feel like that's.
I mean, with our first child, I gained like 50 pounds.
Right.
If I could have changed that with a surrogate,
you had to taste test everything for Tracy and make sure it was worthy.
That you choose to be.
I just think that's really kind of shallow. I get the contractual obligation, sure, but I think if you're willing to have a kid, you want to dedicate your life to having a kid, then you have to make sacrifices, and it just seems more natural.
Let's talk about price. What is a good price to be a surrogate? Because this one young lady I was speaking with, I think they said it was $20,000 that they were going to get paid to do this.
20 G's?
I think that's correct. Well, maybe it's 25,000.
Are you gonna?
Yeah, $25,000. And so I'm like, for me, $25,000. I don't think that's enough. That's just me.
How much do you need to get paid to be a surrogate as a birthing person? like Van, you're a birthing person, as am I. How much do you need to get paid to be a surrogate?
Wait a minute. What the hell you mean I'm a birthing person?
You're a birthing person.
No, I don't understand that. You mean I'm a dude. Like I can't birth.
I'm sorry, what?
I can't birth children.
Wait a minute, Van. Are you implying that because you're a dude, you can't be a birthing person?
Absolutely.
Yes, I'm implying that. I always think it's hilarious when they have these news articles just like, man, first man to give birth. I'm like, oh, really? And then you find out, of course, that dude was a girl last year, and it's like, no, it's woman who's identified as man having a baby. Ain't no man having no baby. It don't work like that. First time is around $30,000, but every agency is different. Okay.
Offensive.
And let's see what he said.
My wife says she thinks it's different for everyone, of course, yeah, but you have to be able to
realize the kid in you isn't part of you.
Yeah.
It shares your no DNA, and she also says she's like being pregnant, and to be able to be pregnant and not bring a crying baby home would be nice. LOL.
That's a good way to think about it.
Low key though, when I was pregnant, I loved it because not that I loved it. I hated myself, but when I would go out, I would get special treatment. I got to park a handicap.
Yeah.
People would be like, "You are glowing. You look so good." I got hit on more. Pregnant women get hit on a lot.
They glow. They glow.
Yeah.
They're like, "Oh my God, you just look." And I'd be like,
I'll be honest though, I feel like 30K is a little bit low. Like.
It would have to start there for me and go up fast.
That's 9 months out of the year,
and you're gonna have to provide the food because if you're gonna want me eating healthy.
Heck yeah,
you're not gonna want me eating cheeseburger. I'd be like, $30K plus room and board.
Does the $30K cover the insurance part, like doctor bills, visits, things like that?
Oh yeah, you're gonna have to pay my doctor bills. That's a good question.
Is that just your take home?
You could blow through $30,000 having a baby.
How late on do you stop working as a pregnant woman?
Depends.
That's a
I
good
worked
question.
to the like literally the day before. The day before I went to my my last doctor's appointment. They said we're going to induce your labor. You're having this baby tomorrow night, and I was like, I'm going to work tonight. And they said no, you're not. So I missed one day of work before I had my baby.
And that's totally fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
It
My
just depends
grandma
on how-
water
I
broke
think-
at work.
Yeah, I think that like a lady that we know, my mom's friend, real good friend, Janet Cole, when she had her
Thought you
son,
weren't name dropping.
well, I'm complimenting her, so I'm giving her like compliments, and but I remember when she was like very far along, and she was playing volleyball with us, so she was in very good shape though. She's always been kind of a health nut, so
Okay.
yeah, definitely.
It's at your discretion. You have to know your body. So if you know your body and you know how you carry, especially I would recommend it to somebody who's already had children, because they know how they feel.
Yeah.
Like they know their body, they know what they're capable of, they know their pain tolerance. Some
Okay.
people ain't made to do that.
Right. Another question I have is because Jeffrey just responded again and said the 30,000 is take home. Now, does that price change for a hospital birth versus a home birth?
That's a quality question in Madre.
Well, it sounds to me like what Jeffrey was saying. If that's take home, that they basically cover all the expenses and you keep 30 grand.
Right, but I'm saying, does that price change if you decide to have a home birth? Does the price increase or decrease versus them saying, we'll pay for your hospital visit for this amount, or if you do a home birth, we'll pay for everything and take home is this amount.
Yeah,
You see what
that's
I'm
a
saying?
good- yeah,
Because
that's a good question.
hospital births at this point are easily eat up in that 30,000, so that would be on top of your take home. But a typical, at home birth right now is less than $7,000.
They probably don't factor that in because that's at your discretion. They just put you on their insurance, and whatever you decide is what they go with. So they probably don't even factor that in. So
In the
you
state
might
of-
as well get your steak.
So in the state of North Carolina, home births are out because North Carolina sucks.
You're not allowed?
Speaking from someone that had 3 babies at home, it's absolutely the way to go. But in the state of North Carolina, a midwife is not to deliver a baby at home.
When did that start?
That's been the whole time, darling.
No, we
That's
had
why-
midwife.
Yeah, they're considered doulas.
Oh, doulas.
Yeah, as in birthing assistants, not midwives.
Yeah.
You cannot be a legal midwife and do midwifery stuff at home in North Carolina.
But midwives
right now.
have been from the dawn of time. It makes zero
Yeah,
sense
they're
to
mid-
not have.
This is North Carolina, baby.
Yeah, there were midwives before there was doctors.
Yeah, literally. There were people who were traveling like, you're going to have your baby in a couple days. I'm going to come stay with you and make sure that everything's
absolutely.
copacetic.
Let me throw this in there again. Home births 10 times better than a hospital birth. 10 times better.
Give the baby.
Let me just throw that in there.
Why are they better, Tracy?
Way better. We've had 5
Okay,
babies.
yes, I've had 5 children. The first one was a cesarean. The second one, she was pretty fast, but the nurses and the doctors are in there checking on you all the time. Anybody can come and go at their leisure, and you're just interrupted the whole time. Versus the 3 I had at home, she sat either in
Yeah.
my room or in the other room and only asked if I needed things. She wasn't, like, hey, just checking on you. Let me get your vitals. Let's do this. Let's do that. And if I said I only wanted us, that was it. It was just Van and I and the midwife.
Yep.
And I loved it. Absolutely loved it. I had 2 water births and 1 stand up, and that was great.
Who was that?
It's labeled incorrectly.
Yeah, and the thing I would say, if you mamas out there are listening and considering the home birth, what I would say is that we had home birth in a heated pool. So we had a blow up pool in our bedroom, and filled up with hot water. And so, when you're sitting in that pool for an hour or whatever, leading up to the actual delivery, it's like being in a hot tub. Like all your mama parts down there are all warm.
okay.
They're hot and relaxed.
All right.
And
All right.
much more,
Oh, Mazzani, you should
much
have
more
tried it.
pliable, if you know what I'm talking
Pliable.
about.
All right.
Whereas you know.
Why are you the way that you are?
No, I'm just telling you, it was not to get into too much nitty gritty. It was a much better experience.
I hate.
Absolutely.
Were you nervous, man?
So much.
Oh, it was. Oh, yeah. Let me tell you guys real quick.
Oh God.
Okay, so we went to when we decided to have our third child, Ruby. That's when somebody said, "You guys should do Janet Cole." As a matter of fact, remember Trace?
Yep.
She's like, "You guys should do a home birth," and I was like, "Seriously?" And I was like, "No way, forget it." She's like, "Yeah, you got to go talk to this lady Amy, and you can figure it out." And blah blah blah. I was like, "No, I'm not interested." But then after a while, she was like, "Oh, it's a lot cheaper or something." And so then I was like, "What's that?" And so we went and talked to this lady that was a doula or a midwife,
doula
whatever.
oblongata.
And so we go and we went several times. Like when we finally we went and talked to her, and she like told us everything, the ins and outs. And we went home, we prayed about it, and we were like, okay, we'll do this. We'll embark on this journey. So we went multiple times to consult with her, and she checked Tracy, and we'd drive to her house, which was about an hour away. And she would do all the things that check the heartbeat in the baby and listen to the ultrasound and all that stuff. And then in all those trips over to her house, not one time did I even think to ask, what should I do if you're not here when the baby comes? Like, it never even crossed my mind. Mm-hmm. And so sure enough, one night, Tracy comes and she gets up out of the bed and she goes to the bathroom. And our house was set up where like the master bedroom was here, and then you go like down the hall, and the bathroom's all the way at the end of the hall. And then to the door, there's a door that went off the hallway into my office, right? And so I had the phone was in my office. So Tracy gets up and goes to the bathroom, and then she comes back in. She says, "You need to call Amy." And I was like, okay, yeah, cool, whatever. And then I rolled over and went back to sleep. And so then about 20 minutes or so, or some period of time went by, and I woke up and realized she's not back in the bed. And so I walked down the hall. I was like, "You all right, girl?" And she's like, and she's sitting on the toilet, and she's like, "Did you call Amy?" And I was like, "No, but I'll go ahead and call her." So I go, I go and I called Amy, and I was like, "Hey, Amy, here's what's up. She thinks that you should know that whatever." And Amy's like, "Well, how far apart are the contractions?" And I was like, "Let me go check." So and I was like, "Tracy, how long you having contractions?" She was like, "Yeah." She's like, and I was like, "How far apart?" She's like, "I don't know, 2 minutes or something." So I was like, "What?" So I go back and I said, "Yeah." She's like, 2 minutes. You need to head this way. Or no. She said, "Call me back when they're at 5 minutes," or something like that. And so, or call me back when they're at like 2 minutes, whatever. So then I started like, well, I guess this might be happening, So I go and I get the pool and I start blowing it up, just get the water hoses hooked in the washing machine and running them in the bedroom, and I'm just like relaxed, And so then I go and I said, "Tracy, how far apart are you?" And she's like, 2 minutes. And I was like, "Oh, okay." Well, and I go and I call Amy. I was like, "Hey, Amy." She's like, 2 minutes. You better head this way. And Amy's like, "Oh no, I headed that way when you called the last time. I'm on my way now." And I was like, "Oh, well, that's good, because I'm
scared."
No, I'm not even nervous at all.
Okay.
Right? I'm like I haven't even contemplated that this could be something.
I don't want to do this no more.
So, like, I'm so naive at this point, right? And so I'm just, well, I can put some water in the. I said, "Honey, you want me to come in and play my guitar for you?"
Oh my gosh!
And she's in the bathroom, and she's like,
Wait, you didn't give him my answer to the guitar question.
Oh, she's like, "What'd you say? Something about cutting my guitar
said,
strings?"
"Only if you want me to cut them." And he said,
"Cut the guitar strings."
"You don't have scissors." And I said, "I won't need them."
So I get the pool all blown up and got hot water in there, and then she's sitting and I was like, "Hey, honey, I got the pool ready if you want to come sit in here." And so she's like, "Yeah." So she waddles in there and sits in the pool.
Wow.
I called my parents in this time and told them to come get the older kids, Sage and Kendall. So my parents came and got the kids and took them over to their house. So it's just Tracy and I in our house with this, hot tub and just relaxing and all this stuff. And so, and Tracy, so I'm just like, Tracy's like, "Man, I think I have to push." I was like, "What?" It's like, Exactly. That's how I felt. And I like, it's brakes. I was like, what? No. Don't push. Then the alarms went off. I was like, no, do not push. What are you talking about? You can't push. Like, it's just me and you in the house,
Right.
So I run down the hallway, out the bedroom, down the hallway into my office, pick the phone up, call Amy. She's talking about pushing. Where are you at? And Amy's like, oh, I'm at the top of your street, or she's like, I'm about 5 minutes away. And I was like, well, hurry up. She's talking about pushing. And then, so I hang the phone up. And I come back down the hallway around and Tracy was sitting in our bedroom with her back to me. So when I came in the bedroom, it was back to me. And she said, Van, can you see the head? And I was like, I looked down and sure enough, there's a head coming out. And I was like, oh, Jesus.
Oh, wow.
And I just like dropped down on my knees. I put my hand down there, and I could feel Ruby's little lips and nose, soft, meshy on my hand. Mm-hmm. And I was just like, it was like terror and fear and like emergency mode. And I'm talking not even 4 seconds later, it was like her whole body went whoosh, right out into the water. And I'm like holding her, and I'm like picked her up. And when I picked her up, her head was all purple, dark purple, and her body was white. Her body, nice sound effects. Her body was white. Her head was purple, and I just knew it was Jesus telling me what to do. And I just shoved my finger down as far down in her throat as I could. I just went as far as I could, pulled my finger out, and I just watched the color just go to the rest of her body, and she started coughing. So I put her over here, and I handed her to Tracy, and I said, keep her, her body in the water, but her head up. I didn't have to say all that. I just said, here, hold her in the water so she stays warm. And so I got up and ran back down. There was a freaking cordless phone, by the way. I don't know why but I ran back down the hallway. I get the phone. I called Amy. The baby's out. What do we do? And Amy's like, well, where is it? I was like, it's in the water. She's like, get it out of the water. And I was like, no, it's like his head's out of the water. I didn't at this point know it was a boy or a girl. I never even looked. But I could hear Tracy in the other room saying, oh, Ruby, you're so beautiful, like that. And so I told Amy then, I was like, well, it must be a girl because she's saying, oh, Ruby. So I was like, and Amy's like, I'm literally on your street. I'll be there in like seconds. And so I hung up and went back, and we just like messed with the baby for a second, and then Amy came in and cleaned her up and cut the umbilical cord and all that stuff. But it was like, I never even thought to ask, what should you do? What should I do if the baby comes? I was so paranoid after that. We had 2 more at home, and I like called Amy. Tracy'd roll over, but I'm like, yeah, are you ready? I'll call Amy now, But yeah, definitely, I would encourage you to. You saw how fast it happens when the mama parts are all warm and pliable and all that stuff. I would definitely recommend in the pool. There was no stitches needed or anything like that afterwards. And I know that's kind of gross, but
it was a beautiful story.
There you go. That's my story. Thank you. Oh wait, wrong one.
Nice.
I was supposed to hit this one. Yes.
It was touching.
Yeah, that's a true story, 100%. Matter of fact, people, when they heard that story, I had people that go to church with us come up to me in Walmart afterwards asking if I'm now delivering children. Legitimately, we're considering maybe hiring me to deliver their child.
Has Ruby ever heard that story?
Yeah. Not for a long time, but yeah, she has at some point. But
nice.
Anyway, yeah. Ms. Lonnie, what do you say?
Let's do the next one.
Yeah, let's do another. Let's do another question.
We got time for one more.
Really?
Okay, one more question.
Okay, let's do this one.
Okay.
This one. Okay, what is the best inside joke you've been a part of?
Bruh.
I like that. I like the one we talked about last week about the without a hyphen.
No,
sir.
That's all you by yourself. We want to know. You know what?
What was that joke?
What? Without a hyphen, it's just a man eating chicken.
Okay, let's stop. Let's go to it.
Nothing funny about that.
Can we record spin? We're going to try another question.
You got
without a
try.
Yeah,
yeah.
we're going to
ignore
you
that.
get it?
Another question.
You get it?
No, another
Ms.
question.
Ani, do you get that joke?
No.
So like without
Listen.
That's good. That's fun. Good job, Ms. Ani.
Okay, now
let's do another
this one.
question.
Yes,
All right,
yes.
sorry.
Let's do this one. What in the last one? last one's from somebody, I can't say who it is though, but they said, what do you think in your brain when you see a woman in a sultry outfit?
Sultry?
Well, it depends on what she looks like, I guess.
Oh my gosh.
If she's like got all the right
Go
curves.
ahead. All the what?
All the right curves.
Why are you running? Why are you running? You owe me money. You have to give me back my money.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, the question is like, what do you think about when you see a woman in a sultry outfit? If she's a hottie patati,
I think about how intelligent she probably is.
that's the right answer. That's right.
Yep.
I think about how much your parents love her.
Oh, what?
No,
okay, let's keep it going. Keep going. Go ahead. Your turn. Are you serious, bro?
No.
Are you for serious?
What do you think about Mazzani when you see a woman in a sultry outfit?
Hey, this man.
I honestly go, that's gay. Because
That's gay?
my first thought is probably, oh, shawty bad, and then I'm like,
Like,
oh,
you
that's
mean-
gay.
Oh, your first thought is she's attractive, and then you think, oh, that's a gay thought.
Yeah,
I
I'll be like, pray away the gay. That's what I was thinking. That's what
Oh my gosh, that's too much right there.
Yeah, but
Anybody in the back want to chime in on that one? On the pray away the gay statement that Mazzani just said? No.
No.
These are definitely treacherous waters.
Yeah.
Right? To answer that question truthfully would.
Well, I mean, it's only natural.
I'm actually being truthful. I'll be like, golly, shawty.
Well, it just depends on
bad.
what she looks like.
Well,
Because,
most-
I've seen women that should not be wearing that outfit.
Yeah.
Well, you have to think about
And
the
you're-
way she carries herself as well.
Yeah.
That's true.
Because,
But
I mean, if she's carrying herself a certain way, you'd be like, that girl a hoe.
No, I mean the reality is, let's just get down to brass tacks. If she's attractive, or if she's not attractive, you get down there like, why is she dressing like that? What's she advertising? What's she selling? You know what I mean? And it's like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's like, as a man, you first see it, you're like, oh wow, she's a hottie.
I wear this because it makes me feel good. I don't need your approval.
Do you not believe that?
Hell no.
You don't wear things that make you feel good?
Yeah, but I'm not trying to show
But
everything off.
do
I
you?
got.
Yeah. Do you wear things that are are sexy to the opposite sex?
Oh, I wanted to say it so bad, but I didn't. Thank you, God, for pulling it back into my soul.
I mean,
Yeah.
like I'm not gonna wear like honestly I don't even really wear tank tops because I feel like that's kind of douchey. But like,
Well, it is.
I wear
It is
it is. I wear comfortable stuff like dudes in the gym that have their cut off tees and stuff trying to show off
I
their
want to ask
muscles.
so bad.
I'm not one of those guys.
Yeah. I mean, I think that if a woman wears clothing that, even if it's tight fitting or whatever, but she feels like, you know what, I like this, I like the way I look in this or whatever, that's different. But if you put on clothes and you're like, oh wow, these half my boobs are hanging out, and I'm gonna wear this because I know people are gonna get a lot of attention by showing off my boobs. It's like, then you're like, well, what?
I don't do this for your approval.
Yeah.
I do this because it makes me feel good.
That's a hoe.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, a lot of younger people today would disagree with that.
Yeah.
And label me a sexist.
And then,
for
of
thinking
course,
that way.
nowadays, if a woman dresses like that and a dude looks at her, he's like some kind of
A douche.
jerk
Well,
for
really,
looking at. And when it's a natural attraction for a guy
know,
to see a woman's.
It's not that. It's when guys assume that it's for them, like that it can't be for
Well, who
you.
else is it for?
It's for them. Like you're. It seems to me like dudes are the ones with the problem here. Why can't women just embrace who they are and what they are?
Okay,
you're a
Most
woman.
of those outfits are uncomfortable. Yeah, it's like
Okay, so I've seen
How would you
beautiful
know?
women in full hijabis.
every woman
Hell
that's
yeah.
ever wore a pair
Hell
of high heels.
That's
complains when
sultry
they
to
take them
me.
off.
You do your eye makeup. That's sultry to me. You do your eye makeup and put on a hijabi. Shawty bad.
Yeah,
Why does it make her feel good about herself, though?
yeah.
Because of the approval that she gets from the opposite sex.
Oh,
What if she
snap.
likes girls?
All right, well, the approval she gets from the same sex, whoever she's trying to attract.
Yeah,
like,
we put on
What if
display
she
what we're
likes
most
animals?
proud of. We put on in the display window of our retail store what we're most proud of, and it's like it's
That's why I show my calves.
you can have a woman who doesn't think she's attractive anywhere except for her cleavage, and she'll wear clothes that are baggy or whatever that don't display the rest of her body, but then have half her boobs hanging out, and it's like, why? Does that make sense?
Oh, that's
Back in my
awkward.
day, I seen me some ankle.
Oh yeah, you're an ankle man.
You remember? You remember back in the colonial days, like they used to be like pulling out their naked.
We better bring this. We better land this plane.
Showing some too much ankle, girl. What you trying to do?
Oh man,
I'm just kidding.
especially like those hijabs or whatever. You see those people. One of the comments on Facebook I got the most comments ever was I put all it was is just a picture of somebody I assume is a woman who was wearing a full length. Is it called a hijab? Hijab or whatever.
I believe so. Yeah.
Where all it shows is their eyes, right?
Yep.
This person dressed in that standing in line in a bank. And that's all I did was I think I said thoughts. I like took that picture, put it on, Facebook and put thoughts. And I got so many comments because people were fighting. Oh, how dare you judge that woman? She has blah, blah, blah. And then somebody else was like, how do you know it's a woman? How do you know it's not a dude with an AR-15 or AK-47 underneath there? It's like all these different back and forth, tons of different points of view on that one outfit, and that one lifestyle.
Well, really quick, I think you just brought something really interesting up because what at least my viewpoint is like, yeah, if you got everything hanging out, you're trying to get the approval of men, and that's not really conservative. But the complete, I guess, the extreme end of that thinking is cover them up, don't let them show anything but their eyes.
Yeah.
So there's a happy medium in there. But where do you draw the line, and how can you even tell a woman, what she can show and what she can't?
I mean, I think ultimately, if it comes down to what's God say, what's the Holy Spirit say that lives in you, and it's like you have to follow that Holy Spirit. We all do, Should I do this, Lord? Should I dress like this? When you stand there, if you're a woman, you're looking in the mirror and you're putting something on and say, should I wear this? And if he's like, then you gotta answer to him. So everybody, we all have to answer to the Lord. So, hey, listen, everybody, if you I definitely appreciate you guys watching. That's all we got time for this episode of the Ask Big Van Show. If you're one of my children or grandchildren, that's good. That's a good hit, Mazai. If you're one of my children or grandchildren or generations after me, I want to say thank you so much for watching. I hope that you can see what I look like when I'm 47 now. And my eye, I had eye surgery. Hopefully it's all healed, and you guys, I might be an old man now in a chair, but this is what I look and sound like at 47. And the reality is, I'm gonna have good eyes when I'm old.
Yeah, but you sit in a chair.
If I'm like 110, I want to be comfortable. But anyway, honestly, that's my real core motivation for doing this show is for you, my children and grandchildren, to be able to see videos of me long ago when I was like this, and so. If you're not and want to just regular viewers, we love you guys too, and I hope you guys will seek the Lord and find Him, and hope that He fills your life with joy and peace and health, and blesses your families. And so, thanks for watching. Hope you guys have a good week. Can't wait to see you guys next week on the next episode of the Ask Big Van Show. God bless you. Hey everybody, this is Big Van, and if you'd like to watch our show live, then you must subscribe and follow so that it alerts you when we're on the air. Be sure to check out the links below for some live show times and some very cool products so you can have your own conversation starters. We can't wait to see you and your questions and comments on the next live